Hi there everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach and welcome to another one of my album reviews, and it is time to get reloaded. Well, reload. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Metallica Reload. If you are one of my regular viewers, you should go watch my Load review. It gives a little more backstory of what's going on here. Basically, long story short. First time I saw Metallica live was on the Load tour. Second time I saw Metallica live was on the Reload tour. Third time I'm going to see Metallica live is coming up in November of 2023. 2 nights. 2 different set lists. I can't wait. So, I covered Load. Now I'm covering Reload. My cat Pandora is making a bunch of noise background. May or may not join us again for this video. She joined us in the Load video, so if you want to see my cat Pandora, please go on and watch the Load video. She shows up in there. You know, if you want to see my cats more often in these videos, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that little bell for notifications. You got to make sure you subscribe. If I get 100 subscribers, I'm only at 66 right now. If I can get it up to 100 subscribers, I will make sure to use the cats in my videos more often. All right. Okay, so on to Metallicats. All right, last album, studio originals featuring Jason Newsted. Saw them on this tour. Great time, great concert, wonderful. Not as good as the Load tour. You can watch Load in the Cutting Stunts tour. This was just a cool outdoor summer festival kind of tour. Not that it was a festival. It was them, Jerry Cantrell, and Days of the New that were playing. I missed Days of the New, caught the tail end of Jerry Cantrell, and we saw, obviously, all of Metallica. Unfortunately, our limo just took a little bit longer to get there than we expected. We got tied up at the border. It was a pain in the ass. Not a problem for the next one. Okay. Album kicks off with Fuel. Right away, we know we are in a different album than Load, man. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, so there are actually 2 sets of lyrics to this. If you watch Cutting Stunts, you'll be like, why is there a different set of lyrics there? I've actually discussed the alternate set of lyrics. I have the alternate set of lyrics. They are on one of the singles. They started with one set of lyrics. They changed them over to a different set of lyrics. Not that they're completely different. There's just differences. I kind of dig the ones in the original version a little more, only because they're a little more gearhead, a little more muscle car. Anyways. Great way to kick off this album. Now, when I saw them live on this tour and they played this song live, I saw them at a venue that was called, is back, it's called Pine Knob again. Because everybody didn't want to call it the DTE. So, Pine Knob, and Pine Knob has a hill. Every venue outside has a hill, right? You know. So, on the hill, Pine Knob is notorious for this, for everybody ripping up the lawn during metal concerts, which is why metal concerts were never always a huge thing at Pine Knob. So, everybody's ripping the grass, the sod off the hill, and they're throwing it every which way. I mean, like, it's an out of control like you'd expect Metallica. Kind of, insanity everywhere, grass flying overhead, goes over the soundboard, blah, 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 blah. Metallica finishes the song. James fucking Hetfield cursed out the crowd. Everybody up on the hill. I listened to James Hetfield go on like a fucking 3-minute tirade because of them tearing up the hill. And he's like, everywhere we go, you guys are the only ones that are idiots. How'd you like it? We came over your mother's house and tore up her, like, you know, he has to explain to these idiots that, you know, if this hits the soundboard, the concert's done. My buddy Drew, it's one of the reasons why he chose not to go to the 2-night event was, you know, he saw Metallica. Nothing's ever going to top listening to James Hetfield chew out the entire audience for tearing up the lawn. Get off my lawn, you kids! And this is before you got old gray hair Hetfield. But the reason why I bring this up is he used this as the perfect bridge to go into the next song, which is The Memory Remains. And he goes, and he goes, now you guys have got me so pissed off. I'm going to need your help with the lyrics because I can't remember the lyrics properly. And then he goes, fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane. And then obviously, memory remains. Now, on this album, Memory Remains isn't bad. It's okay. I don't mind it. The video's cool and trippy too, which is awesome. But the song's better live. The audience doing the chanting at the end is magnificent. I absolutely love it. And Marianne Faithfull being on there is awesome. And, you know, cool they get bragging rights for having Marianne Faithfull on the album. And who knows, maybe Lars and James shared a Snickers with Marianne Faithfull. But, how many of you were laughing at that one? So, or cursing me out. Bad taste. So, Memory Remains. Great song. Live, it's even better, though. I absolutely love it live. But on here, good. Now, it's really weird that they chose to go with Fuel and Memory Remains both as singles. And the reason why I say that is Fuel's the lead track on here. And usually lead tracks don't get made into singles. There are some exceptions. You know, Metallica did it with Enter Sandman. They did it, obviously, on here with Fuel. They did not do it with Ain't My Bitch, though. And I really think that they should have saved the single for another one because Fuel would have gotten played no matter what. Then we're on to Devil's Dance. Oh, let's dance. Oh, I love this song. I think this is one of those songs that they do not play live anywhere near enough. And I just love when they dig into it, man. It has got such a great bass groove on it. Such a great bass groove. All right, now after Devil's Dance, we get into Metallica releasing their first official sequel to another song. Now, Metallica had, prior to this, believe it or not, done sequels before. Disposable Heroes. Shoot. I forget what song it is. One of the songs off And Justice for All was unofficially a sequel to Disposable Heroes off of Master of Puppets, if I remember correctly. I think. I could be getting that wrong. And then, believe it or not, Thing That Should Not Be is an unofficial sequel to Call It Cthulhu, because they're both Lovecraftian topics, or they're both songs that are set within the same thing. So when they released a Unforgiven 2, a lot of people went, I went, okay. Now this one's definitely more of a country version of Unforgiven. It's got a little bit more twang to it. You kind of go, what? So Unforgiven 2. I dig this one better than the original. I think it's got more of a heaviness to it. It comes in a little more heavier, a little deeper, a little more boom, you know. Got a little more of a twang. Well, I'm cool with the twang. The twang works. And people who bitch about the twang can shut the fuck up. Then we hit Better Than You. Better Than You is definitely an album cut. And it's the first song on the album that kind of falters a little bit. Fuel, strong. Memory Remains, well, a lot of people will complain about it. It's a good song. It is. Devil's Dance, great song. Unforgiven 2, good song. Better Than You falters a tad. Not a lot. And the only reason why it falters is, and I like to say this to piss off Lars, it's a little bit stock for Metallica. Then we're on to Slither. Slither's different. Slither's cool. Slither sounds like it's definitely a song that would have been more at home on load and got held over to reload because it would have been too much of the same on load, which works. Is it a song that I would ever look forward to Metallica playing live? No. If they played it live, would I be pleasantly surprised? Yes. That's kind of where I am with that one. Carpe Diem, baby. The miss here on these lyrics. Oh, to this day, me and my buddy Drew still purposely sing it wrong. You know, the miss here is, come squeeze and suck the dead. Come Carpe Diem, baby. And of course, it's come, I believe it's come squeeze and suck the day. Or come squeeze and come seize. I don't know exactly 100% what he's saying there, to tell you the truth. I have sung it wrong for so many years, I don't know how to sing it properly anymore. And as much as I'm not a fan of the word baby, and I'm sure, you know, there was a lot of joking about this one, it works perfectly in there. come carpe diem, baby. You know, it just works. And then you're on to Bad Seed. And this is another one where it'll be a hit and miss depending on the person that you talk to. I personally dig it. I personally like it on the album. I personally think it moves the album along nicely. Some people might say, suck. All right. Then we're on to Where the Wild Things Are, which is one of Newsted's 2 writing credits with Metallica. And it's weird, because both times he gets writing credits, they're on quieter tunes, more harmonious tunes. You got My Friend Misery, even though for some weird reason on some albums it credits Struggle Within as the Newsted song. It's just kind of weird. And then you get here where you got Where the Wild Things Are. And this one also has Newsted as the credit on it. Both tunes are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And kind of bums me out that unfortunately Newsted didn't get to write more often. The problem with Where the Wild Things Are is it's kind of like the slowest song on the album almost. And I know it does not get the respect it deserves. Then we move on to Prince Charming. Definitely one of those songs. I love this song. I do. I absolutely love Prince Charming. There are 2 songs on this album that absolutely sound like they would have been written by me and my buddy Drew. And Prince Charming is one of them. And that's why I love it. And in some ways, the song is a little juvenile. In other ways, it's just kind of badass and fun. You know, it's just one of those good songs. You either like it or you don't. I'd love to hear it live, though. Then you're into one of the other very controversial Metallica songs, Low Man's Lyric. Most people that I have ever talked to will say that this is Metallica's worst song, or that it is the most hated song from Metallica, or it is on the bottom of every Metallica song list. I totally disagree. They have other songs I definitely dislike way more than this. And I'll be honest, I like Low Man's Lyric. I like when James, Mama Said and Low Man's Lyric, both of those songs off their respective albums, Load and Reload. James gets in touch right here. And it's really weird because this is before the therapy sessions that, gave us Saint Anger. Process that one. James gets deep. Gets real deep, man, and he paints a picture and an image and with the lyrics and whatnot. And it's just really, it's a beautiful song. It really is a beautiful song. It's very underrated. And if I were to put together a list in order of every Metallica song of what I thought, favorite to least favorite, Low Man's Lyric would definitely be in the top half of that list, not the bottom half of that list. You know what? I think I'm going to actually see if I can put that list together, because that's a good question. All right, then we get into Attitude. Now, I mentioned that me and my buddy Drew would have wrote 2 songs on this album. Attitude is the other one. And the girl I was dating when this album came out at the time, it was actually the very first comment she made when she heard this song. She turns around, she looks at the 2 of us, and she goes, "Oh my God, it sounds like you 2 would have wrote this song." Just because it was totally how we were at the time, the attitude, everything like that. Just the lines of just let me kill you for a while, just let me kill you for a smile, just let me kill you because I'm oh so bored to death. This is such a fun song. This is a song I'd love to see live. Oh my God. Love to see this one. Then we get into one more song, which this one is controversial to me because the guys in the band always are ripping on this song, always crapping on this song. And once again, the last song on this album, I think, is the best song on this album. I am talking about Fixer. And it's really funny because I'm going to the concert with my buddy Sean, and just because of price of tickets, Tracy would have gone, but it's 2 nights of Metallica, and Tracy would like to see Metallica live again. 2 nights Not necessarily, not back to back. You get a 1 day break in between, but 2 nights of Metallica in the same weekend. A little much for her. And that is okay. If you're not familiar with the story, she's the one taking me to go see Halloween. So we'll get into that. Anyways, so Fixer, wonderful song. I think it's great. This definitely is after listening to Kirk Hammett's solo EP, which I've done a review for, a brilliant EP. I even mentioned that. You can tell when Kirk now is one of the main or a major contributor to a lot of these songs. And Fixer is definitely one of them. You can hear, even if, I don't even remember if he's listed as a co-writer. I'm actually going to check that right now. It's been so long since I've looked at the liner notes in here. Yeah, Hammett is listed as one of the co-writers on Fixer, and it's obvious. The arrangements, the structuring, the guitar work in it, it's definitely Hammett. And it is I think it's an underrated song by the band. I think it is brilliant. I love the guitar work on it. I love the insane soloing on it. Oh my God. I think it's one of Kirk's most insane, off the wall, yet works perfectly within the song's solos. Everything about that song has every element I love in a good epic length song. The build, the drive, everything about it. And anybody who rips on Fixer, okay. I'm done, folks. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it on my favorite song. I'm going to leave it on a high note saying how much I love Fixer. Reload is, even though it doesn't sound like I talk as pleasantly about Reload as I do about Load, Reload is still to this day one of my all-time favorite albums. It is tied for favorite album with Kill 'Em All. And I really just absolutely think that this album is underrated and has a bad rap. And I think it's just because of the few songs in there that are not singles, that I kind of glance over. I kind of, even I make fun of a little bit, Anyways, folks, comment section, let me know what you think of the album. Hit that like button, the subscribe button, the little bell for notifications. There's a link to Patreon below. Peace, love, take care.